Ladies and gentlemen, the Ford Ranger Raptor. And I get it, if you're watching this video in America, this is not a big truck. For the rest of the world, this is a big truck. When you see this nose coming at you, it is a big truck. Big black, plastic, durable Ford badge. The towing hooks that are red down here give you another indication, as if you needed it, that this is not just a normal pickup truck. Plenty of clearance under the arches. Some of the springs that you can see again allude to something a bit different. Still that massively durable Raptor side step is there. Although the holes in it, I know why they're there, but it still makes the side of your truck pretty dirty. Raptor, which has got carbon fibre kind of transfers on this one. It's quite different to the previous one we had on the channel. And of course those two Go Faster stripes right up the bonnet also kind of help you get disapproving looks and also looks of, that's a cool truck, isn't it? Shout out to those of you watching in Cork, because it's quite unusual to have a press car with a Cork wedge on it. You can tow 2.5 tons, just over 600 kilo payload on the back here. Someone hasn't included the key for the shutter, so I can't actually open that and step into it, but you get the idea. There's plenty of room, and it's obviously nice to have the option to have that covered and store stuff securely away. So securely that I don't have the key. The Ford badge on the back is black as well, just again alluding to the fact that it's something a little bit special. And if you are loading things into the back, you have a little step here just to make the job a bit easier. There's a couple of towing hooks also on the back with more of that pretend carbon fibre. Little grab handle helps you step up into the vehicle. There's a lot of beeps and bongs going on in the vehicle. You're like, shh, stop, it's too early in the morning. Crew cab space, the seat is not the most straight up angle. Some of them can be very uncomfortable. It's not. Leg room is good. You'll fit 2 child seats in the back there also, and there is even a 3-pin plug, which really just makes charging things and tools and stuff, if you were charging them on the go, power drills, whatever, it just makes life a little bit easier. Your storage areas down here, again, something like the Hilux, you'd have something here and just maybe a few more places. It's all a bit more about making it feel like a car in some ways. Steering wheel is gigantic. Again, sorry if you're watching in America, it's probably tiny, sir. There's paddles here. I haven't used them once, but again, they just give you an idea of what you could mess around with the 10-speed automatic gearbox should you wish. Your coffee cup's very important first thing in the morning. Storage down here. I actually spilled a load of stuff all over this centre console during the week and a couple of baby wipes, and it was gone. So it's very wipeable material. The seats again are comfortable, half leather, half suede, with Raptor embossed in the backs of them. Again, they're the kind of special touches that you don't normally get in a pickup truck. It's all a bit more for work purposes. 2 high, 4 high and 4 low. Just an electric switch that changes. Differentials front and rear are still going on. You've got your different modes for up to and including Badger mode. You won't find that around Ireland, I'd imagine, but you've got all the different terrains that you might need. I drove this thing down to Mount Juliet during the week. I was at an event and I was coming back in the motorway, slapped it onto cruise. It's a very easy car to drive on the road also. Now, the off-road tyres on this do make crosswinds with a little bit of speed sometimes a bit of a leery experience, but I put on the cruise, just eased into the drive, and it was, an easy thing to just sit behind the wheel of and kind of forget that you were driving such a large vehicle. It just kind of faded into the back of your mind. If you like buttons, there's tons of them for everything. Climate, demisting the windscreen, your auto functions, your pause functions, 2 huge knobs for controlling your audio selections. There's CarPlay. You got to plug in a cable for it. There's 2 USBs down here for that. And the Nav is good as well. Found that pretty easy to use. I actually used the inbuilt Nav a couple of times this week. So a very positive experience. A nice place to sit behind the wheel of. The new version of the Ranger Raptor that's coming is almost 270 brake horsepower, and from what I can gather, Ford are bringing in the petrol version also. That's going to be a 3-litre engine. So this is your 2-litre Eco Blue 213 brake horsepower engine, and it is not the fastest thing in the world. And I suppose that's only half the story, because if you need grip and you need off-road use, you're not going to be going fast. But if you want to go somewhere quick off a straight line, this is not the pickup for you. The engines in the newer version will probably take care of that, because it's just going to feel considerably faster, and the fact that they use the car coming off a plane kind of adds to the dramatic effect of hopefully what the new vehicle will be like. Even there now, I've flicked from 4 high to 2 high at sort of 40 kilometers an hour. Didn't seem to have any issue with that whatsoever. It'll do somewhere between 10 and 11 litres per 100 kilometers. Done quite a bit of mileage in this car this week, so it's not necessarily going to be the most economical thing to run, and if you're obviously towing up to 2.5 tons on the back, you know the story with that. But it is quite a livable vehicle. Like, you could use it on a day-to-day basis and never really go off-road. There are occasions where it's overkill, and parking it, you kind of have to sometimes work out where you're going to park with a bit more thought going into the process, just because of the length of it. And as I said earlier on the video, it's a good mix of disapproving looks and looks of that's deadly, you know, because it really does, it stands out, and the more bits or the more unusual colour you get in it, even more so. But I'm really going to miss this. It's going back later on today. It's one of those vehicles you just enjoy getting into every time you drive it. It's the seating position, it's the way you feel like you own the road a little bit, and boys and their toys, whatever it is. We all grew up watching shows with monster trucks and things on it, and I suppose anything that even starts to resemble and remind you of that level of fun back when you were younger, it's always a good thing. Also been one or two occasions driving it in kind of slipperier conditions, and you just do put the power down and it gets a bit tail happy, so it can also be a bit of fun to drive. And like, the mid-range torque is okay, it's just that initial moving away from a standstill, that's probably where it's most sluggish. And 230 brake horsepower as an all-rounder just probably isn't enough. So I'm in Badger now. Let's go into the Badger. The gear changes are very, very quick in it, and it has a nice little rumble off it, and it all sounds good, but you're probably not moving as fast as it sounds like. In the next model, again, things like the turbos will keep spinning for 3 seconds after you take your foot off the accelerator, which means as soon as you do go back on it, the power will just be instantly there. It sounds like a very, very exciting, like, this is such great fun. To build on that again, I'd say it's going to be a really, really impressive machine. They are impressive gear change speeds for a pickup truck. I don't care what anybody says. It's good fun, it really is. If you just want the diesel, you mightn't want to wait for the next model. It'll be here later on in the summer of this year, and you might be able to get some sort of a discount on this one at €64,000 including VAT. Probably talking about 50 if you can get it off the VAT. It's still the most desirable pickup in my opinion. Yes, the Hilux is probably more practical in some ways. It's got a bit more storage. It's possibly more durable again, but this thing is built for doing crazy speeds across deserts and off-road terrain. So I don't know if you can actually qualify that statement. But as desirability goes in pickups, Raptor is still the one. Thanks for watching.